Hi everyone, the Mature Simmer here. Welcome to another map tour, but this is going to be a map tour unlike any other because we finally got a map from one of the best modders out for Farming Simulator, OxygenDavid. Welcome to Calmsden Farm. So this mod just got released yesterday. I've been walking around it a bit and I'm just blown away, and I'm sure you will be too as you take a look at this if you haven't seen it before. So the description from OxygenDavid is, welcome to Calmsden Farm. This map is based in Gloucestershire, UK. And I'm sure since I'm not English, I'm totally destroying the pronunciation of that. But there you have it. Replica of the real-life farm and surroundings. Real-life PDA map. Custom lighting, XML with deeper blue sky and darker nights. Animations, birds flying across the map, pedestrians, etc. Custom textures with parallax mapping. Over 50 HD new models made by myself. 36 fields with missions, small, medium, huge. 2 placeable areas where you can build your own production farm. 5 sell points and BGA sawmill. Seasons visuals, summer, barbecue, mowers, washing lines, etc. Autumn, falling leaves from trees. Winter, snowmen, icicles, and many more. Collectibles, UK license plates built into map. Custom grass textures. Loads of custom sounds. I hope you all like this map. And it is the second map officially available on ModHub, so this has gone through Giant's screening process. And most importantly, it's a crossplay map available on console as well as PC. So I believe this map was in the works, or had begun work in FS19. So as far as being able to create something like what we're going to see... Oh, hi, there's a neighbor walking out across the road there. So as they said, there are definitely, pedestrians on the map. For the most part, I've not seen any weird behavior. Again, I think just the amount of thought that goes into OxygenDavid's work is always just incredible. But what I was saying is... I think it would be unfair to the other map creators to suggest that something of this epic quality and detail and realism could be put out in just a couple months' work. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he did all this work since FS22 came out, but I believe, there was some work done and previously in FS19, and then moved over here, so I think that obviously helps save some time. So we've got a cauliflower field sitting here. I don't think we're going to be able to harvest it at any point, although I don't know. Okay, no, it's not letting me grab that in any way. But yeah, let's just walk around a bit, because before I just even get into what I normally do. So here we can fill the dog's bowl with some food. I think he eventually, here he comes. He's getting all excited, jumping over the wall. But, there's little triggers like that that do eventually, he's just running around here, and here he comes. Super excited that we've given him some food. Hey, boy. So, just... There you go. Kibble's always a little loud, but you can hear him eating. And it's just those little touches that just, I'm sure they take a good amount of time, but they're just terrific for giving some added capability and so forth. So this is our sleep trigger. So, yeah, we can sleep here. But this is our home. And so there are, as it said, collectibles on this map. As I've been walking around, you know, I have grabbed some. My intent is I'm going to do what I can to try to find them. And I'm not going to use the cheat process that I would say others have done. I think some of the very early Elm Creek videos that talked about where things were just got into the XML and just found the coordinates and went ahead and worked on things. But you know, to put videos out, but I'm going to attempt to find them and then you know, show a video of where you can find them, and hopefully again I'll find all 100. But they're the collectibles from Elm Creek. So it's the 10 sets of 10, and I assume they are going to function the same way, that when I find the full 10, I'll get an extra 100,000 bonus and so forth, so that you could get yourself up to over 1 million doing that. Can't open. That's not an openable gate. So, got some rocks back here. You know, vehicles parked, so forth. You know, but there is a road coming up. So, you know, one of the things you'll find, if somehow, you know, maybe you're new to FS22 and this might be your first experience. And I should say you're new to FS22 and by default meaning you're new to Farming Simulator. FS22 is your first exposure. If it is, and you've never seen an OxygenDavid map, you're going to be in for a treat. Just the continuity, the thoroughness is always amazing. So, hey, there's another person walking around. Roses up here by the wall. Very, very nice. So, we're going to head up this way. We've got you know, the driveway. I think that's the way to get into our location. I'm going to walk this way just to verify that. Yep. Oh, and there we go. We've got a placeable here, so I'm going to go ahead and just pick that up so you can see basically the collectibles, I should say, not a placeable. The collectible is, they're worth 1,000 each. Hey, sir, nice hat. Nice mustache, too, if I must say. There's the dog. He's filled up and eaten, so pretty ready to go. So yeah, if you've done things on Elm Creek, you know what the collectibles look like. You know, I'm not gonna ignore any that I find here. You know, so there may be spoilers if you're trying to just find them yourself. But you know, here again is another kind of example. We've got you know, what we'd call a camper here in the U.S. I think it's a caravan or something in Europe. Old bus that we might have used to tour the countryside in our younger days before we settled in here on the farm. Yeah, and you can see on the mini map, I mean, this is our location here. So we've got chicken pastures, it says. Trigger point here, I think I had this issue the other day. There we go. It's a little off. You can't walk up to the point and find it. Again, if you have your help menu up, obviously it's easier. You know, even a little chicken coop, even though they've got a whole pasture to run around in. Or not a whole pasture. This is their area, I believe. And I suppose let me go ahead and, you know, get some chickens so that we can see how they, you know, what they look like. So there we go. So I'm not going to do anything massive as I walk these fields. So now here, I believe this is from the building. This looks like a horse pasture. Definitely a horse paddock there. So we'll go ahead. We'll let's see. Interesting. Is it not going to let us change the amount? We have to get 5. Don't know if that's intentional or just... Oh. If I knew how to use functions, I'd be okay. Alright, we'll get one of these. We'll get one of these. Gotta get a pinto. So, yeah, that'll give us a little bit. So we've got 3 horses around. Hey, fella, how you doing? So, yeah, they've got some room to roam here. Very nice. And yeah, this was certainly an area that I enjoyed as well. So we've got some show jumping. A field out here. You know, different types of jumps. Just really, really wonderful. Really well done. You know, even in the ground textures, you know, you can see this is the path. You know, likely the horse is approaching that fence and so forth. So nothing that takes you out of the realism and makes you think that this isn't fully modeled after something that's already there. Let's see what we've got here. Looks a little sloppy and messy. I'm going to guess we've got pigs. There's our animal trigger. Let's run over there. Of course. All right. So we're going to select. We'll go ahead. It's a big area, so we'll go ahead and go a little crazy. We'll buy 15 of these. There they are. And even with that, they're kind of spread around. He's a little tired. He's already laying down. Oh, that one just plopped down as well. So again, you can see we've got our trough and our feed trough and water trough here in the center. Definitely a huge area. And as we head over here, we've got a field, just one of our fields. So we've got grass in this field initially. Let's see. We've got grass here too, but we've got a watering trough and a feed trough. Oh, I see. It's a sheep pasture. All right, so let's continue with what we're doing. We'll get ourselves some sheep. So while this is marked as field 31, it looks like its purpose is a little bit different. So just go ahead and again buy 15 of those. There we go. Definitely got a nice lived-in look here at this point. Some more folks walking around. So I guess in theory we should have a cow pasture too. Let's take a look at the map maybe. I think that's it. There we go. There's a large cow barn over in that direction. So let's head on over there. Stop jumping gates. I believe this one will open, since obviously we're going to have to be able to get vehicles in there. But we want to close it too so we don't lose any sheep. Alright, so if we go this way, head on over. This should get us... Ah, there it is. Yes, the cow barn. I'm going to hop the fence here because I'm not sure where I'm going to end up with. This is quite a large pasture and a barn, so I'm guessing we're going to be able to have quite a few animals. So we've got our slurry tank here. And just once again, you can see how just incredibly well this is all modeled into the landscape. You know, the manure pit there next to us. Go ahead and we'll get some Holsteins. I'll get small ones so I can buy more, but yeah, we can do 150. So get some brown Swiss. And we'll do some Angus. And that should give us a good amount walking around at this point. So there we go. Again, our feed troughs. As I said, the manure pit here. We've got petrol tank, so we can go ahead and just buy petrol directly if we'd like, showing us the price. Just verifying. Can't change the fill type. And then, okay, so we've got a silo here. Yeah, I assume we fill it that way and empty it there. Then the cow barn. Okay, so water tank. And then, is this our, I assume this is where we get our milk out for delivery. Again, once I try this map in actual playable mode, we'll look at it in more detail. Alright, so we've got a JCB telehandler, I believe is what that is. Crampy tractor, or trailer. And then, yeah, John Deeres are kind of prevalent on the farm. Obviously, you can switch those out if you'd like, but here's one of them. And then field 6 here, which is also ours, is wheat. It's ready to harvest. So, and I think we've got some more fields out and about. Let's just wander down the road a little bit. We'll be able to get a better look at our cows here. So again, we've got 45 of them. So definitely a good amount wandering the fields there. Quite nice, quite nice. So I am always not great at telling map size, but it does take a while to drive around the map, and so I'm assuming it's a little larger than the base game. Yeah, we've got a solar panel up there. This field is also ours, so we've got some barley here. So we'll head up this way. We've got more equipment of ours here. So another John Deere. There was a third one, which I've been driving around on, which we'll probably come across later at some point. So we've got a sprayer, a header for the cloths, a weight, and then what have we got tucked away back here? Looks like a roller, more than likely, of some sort for rolling the fields. Balloon up above. And then again, just, you know, the detail, rocks around, barrels, tires, you know, just a very lived-in look. So we've got, again, another silo. It's not giving us anything. And then another petrol tank that we can use as well. But yeah, this looks like basically a back end here. I don't know if that's a functional unit of any kind. We'll take a look at that when we examine productions and so forth. That seems to be the way to integrate anything like that into the map if it has functionality. I've got some tanks up here as well. What have we got? So they just say lizard. Okay, liquid fertilizer. So that allows us to get some liquid fertilization for our sprayer, which makes sense. Alright, and so this is... Now this next to us here is field 4. Let me run up the road here. So, yeah, this field, field 1, is the first one we've come across that is not ours. As you can see, we own, you know, a good swath of land here. But yeah, so that kind of gives us a quick tour of the farm and around the farm, some of our equipment. So let me jump into some of the more traditional things I do on map tours. So, you know, as mentioned, there's a custom PDA. So you can see that's, you know, a very nice looking map. You know, obviously matches what we've got very well. I think even like the pencil and the ruler, I think those are part of the difference in the background and so forth. So just nice. So if we change to the farmland view, you can see again we've got the fields we've kind of wandered around. 35, 4, 31, you know, some of which are the pastures. You know, 15 is the cow pasture, 31 is the sheep pasture. And then here we've got 2, 3, and 6 on the map. So as mentioned, there are 36 fields in total. You know, and then there are potentially some areas that you'll be able to find that you can, you know, place things if you want to build your own farm. But, you know, definitely varying sizes. And if we just quickly go into the missions map, you know, field 1 is 42 acres. Let's see. So that seems to be one of the larger ones. So let's head back to the map. Okay, field 1 is 42 acres. So this may be a smaller map, because that seems to be one of the bigger fields on the map. And, you know, it's not like others like Deer Creek and so forth that were 150 acres and took up, you know, probably this type of swath on a map when I was zoomed out. So this may be just a base game standard size map. So lots of cell points around the map, as we can see. And once again, when we kind of go look at what we can do, there's the biogas plant down here, debris crusher, so that when we pick rocks, we have somewhere to take them. Got an animal dealer. So while we had all our animals delivered here in the map tour, you know, obviously we would likely do something different and pick things up if we were going to run animals on our farm. So, you know, we've got some very small fields, so you can buy, you know, things like 28 for 34,000, 27 for 29,000, 35,000 for field 11. So again, there's definitely some cost to these fields. You're not going to expand and build up on this map. You know, starting out in New Farmer Mode, or even if you're doing start from scratch, or Farm Manager, you know, where you potentially get $1.5 million, that's not going to get you very far if you're just looking to build this up directly, because even what we own, 454,000, 342, 518, you know, we're over $1 million just for these 3 fields. Then you'd need equipment, you know, you'd need a place. You know, it doesn't look like we can actually buy these. Okay, that one is 45,000, but the area where our house is, which is here, isn't selectable. So you wouldn't be able to have that without new farm mode, it seems. But yeah, 138,000, 137,000, right. That's a nice, interesting field because it straddles a lane that goes through there. And again, this is a replica of a real life farm. So these, if there's anything I've known about OxygenDavid's maps, he's held true to form of what's there. But you can, get a good look and see that, the fields are pretty unique in shape. So I've jumped into the Fent, which is the third tractor that we have. Brought it back from where I had it on the map when I was just roaming around a little bit on my own. I've not been to every area and every space. So let me take you around a little bit and give you a view of what this looks like. So we'll head up north this way first. And once again, this will just give you a different perspective than walking around, where we get a little higher view of the map. But once again, you can see just the detail, the thoroughness, just very immersive in what it looks like. I think this will be a very enjoyable map. I'll be a little curious as far as the amount of effort and so forth, because I'm just wondering if this might be a map worth considering for a multiplayer, something like FSN. With 36 fields, there's things out there. Obviously, cost-wise, they're not minimal, so it's not as if one farmer can do 2 or 3 harvests and then suddenly buy everything up on the map. That's not going to be happening. So we're coming up here on a map edge. And I think once again, if you're new to, OxygenDavid's work and so forth, it's these things that I think I was used to from playing some of his other maps on other servers, where when I've talked about some of the other map tours I've done of other creations, I'm at the edge, but there's nothing that, looking down that lane, the road's closed, I can't continue, so it clearly gives me an indicator of why logically I wouldn't press on, so I don't bump into the border and have some jarring impact of, oh, I'm in this confined space. Clearly on the mini-map, it's the edge and it's not as continuous, but visually on the map, like, that's a lane that just goes on to the next town or wherever it goes. That's how you do map edges. It's just terrific. There's nothing that makes me feel as if it's not something realistic. Same thing with, I apologize, I keep hitting that fence, but just the tree line along the edge as well. There's variation. It's not simply the same tree repeated 100 times. It probably is, but the way they're mixed in, I wouldn't know it. So, here's some delivery points and sell points that we have. So, this I think is the general store, and then the sawmill is around back here. So, once again, just very, very detailed. We'll get out so you can see it a little bit better. We've got what I think is a post box here, where we can send some mail to Bayonne and a Tranger, so forth. Again, these may be, that may be a mailbox that exists. that Giants provided, but again, just well used here. You know, I think these are rubbish bins, carts, buggies, trolleys, whatever you want to call them. Sign of the times. Please wear a face mask. You know, very nice. You know, again, we can't go in, but that's okay. Ice cream. Again, I'm not super familiar with all the type of placeables like that to know, you know, what's created new. You know, as he mentioned, there's you know, over 50 new models that he made. I would assume, you know, it's buildings like this that he's done, but I'm sure there's also small things that are done to place around. So just, you know, a really beautiful map, just done exquisitely. I can't give enough praise. So again, even the sawmill, just, you know, lots of interaction points for us. You know, lots of detail. So, you know, very nice for certain on how things are laid out. So we've got, you know, a to-let for sale, 11.3 acres development land. Oh, look, we've got a collectible there. We've got a little tractor. So we'll grab that. I don't want to go too far into the field, create any problems. You know, lovely walls. Everything's created, you know, just perfectly. Blended well. You know, the lanes look very natural in how they engage. They look like they've been here for hundreds of years, like I'm sure they have in the real location. And you know, little bushes along the edge, just you know, there's just always so much to look at on an OxygenDavid map, that you just can't help but just kind of immerse yourself in what's happening. So makes it a little quieter here in the cab, but you know, gives you some perspective as well. So I'm just kind of keeping an eye out on where the road goes on the mini map too, so I don't run too far. So this is all that same field. Alright, so we've got field 7, field 5. So again, things we can add on. As we can see, we get a little bit of perspective on the size of these. You know, we're going along at 24-25 miles an hour here. It would be obviously substantially slower working the field, so you know, take a little bit of time to get through things. But let's see what else might be an interesting thing to go and explore. You know, so as you saw, we drove around from the store down here. It's not terribly long, so yeah, this might be kind of a more of a base game size. So initially, just with the size, and you know, and that I guess once again is a testament to the design capability of, you know, OxygenDavid. Is just the maps just feel so much larger than maybe they really are, because you're you know, you're clearly immersed, you know, at the map edge again, but everything heads off as you might expect. Alright, so we've got a case dealer here, it looks like. containers. Alright, looks like it's this way to the farm store. So we'll head on down here, see what we see. This is an area I've not been to yet, so there may be, again, collectibles we come across. I probably won't jump out and get them at this point. No reason to take more time here. As I said, I'll try to do a video allowing you to find them all, but you know, we've got some delivery points here, sell points that we can do some things with. I think I can actually pull through here. I was going to say I can turn around, but yeah, here I can turn around. So yeah, there's a few. Hadn't noticed there's a few collectibles there, so make a mental note in my head. Let's see, can I go this way, or is this going to be a dead end? No, I can actually get around here, so that's nice. And once again, I mean, given that these are based on real-life locations, you know, they obviously need to be usable in the real world. So yeah, we've got our, you know, farm machinery building, JCB agriculture. Once again, I'm pretty sure this is a custom, you know, custom mod. So while we're here, let's, you know, walk through what we've got. So 3 tractors. We've got a Kloss Trion harvester. That one we hadn't come across. That telehandler that was the first piece of equipment we ran across. 12,000 liter trailer. We've got the header. There's a cultivator. We've got a seeder that'll do, you know, the base grain crops. The roller, as we mentioned, so that's unfolds to 12 meters. Definitely good. 36 meter sprayer. 4,300 liter capacity. We do have a mower and a baler, so we'd be able to work our grass fields and make some bales if we'd like, and then just the tools and things that let us work the farm. So that is what we own directly. But yeah, let's hop back into the tractor, continue just enjoying the countryside as we head on over. You know, I think I'm gonna, yeah, we'll go down. Actually, where we're at, with the way the roads connect, it's probably easiest to head down this way. So we'll go do that. So just need to find my way out of here. I think this is it. So yeah, there's a repair point if we need our vehicles worked on. So I don't think we have a repair point on our property at this point. So you know, obviously we could purchase that, set that up if we wanted, but so yeah, wonderful lane. And these are the things that I may be more fascinated with, because once again, this is so vastly different for me, being in the U.S. as to what we normally would see. You know, where I'm sure for those in this part of Europe, this is just what you live with every day. And you know, if you're not a farmer, this is what you're driving through and enjoying the nice lanes with the hedges and trees and everything nearby. But this map does a great job of capturing that feel of, you know, every square inch is utilized. Alright, so there's our cows. Enjoying their grass and so forth. Okay, So we've got Chadsworth, Fossbridge, North Leach. We'll see, you know, if we come across any other signs. If they're different, I would imagine they would be, as opposed to, I think I was doing County Line, and we kept hitting, I think, hay bale and barley as the intersections. Alright, just trying to figure out where I should go. We're basically passing through the southern end of our holdings and driving by that location, so this is where we are at in the center of the map. Oh, nice little fountain. Alright, I think I want to go off this way, so there we go. Chadsworth, Fosscross, North Cherney, Cirencester, you know, those obviously would be kilometers. Just looking at that hazard sign there, too far away for me to read effectively. Nice little house here. And again, for those of you that have joined me on many map tours before also, you know, I'll be thrilled with just what we've seen, you know, but I haven't commented on because it's just, I take it for granted, sadly, in OxygenDavid's maps that I'm going to have elevation changes in terrain that feels entirely real, you know, because that's how all his maps are built. So we're down here near some of the much larger fields, you know, 17, and we can't see 16 over the hedgerow there. It's up a little bit. Looks like there might be some corn or something planted in it. And again, these were like $1 million to purchase these. So we'll see what we have down here. I think this was the biogas plant is in this area. But we've got, you know, certainly several things. I don't know that I'll be able to see the sign. New buyers, please register. Oh, this is the animal dealer. So we've got the animal dealer. Again, the farmer's market, so some sell points. And then, you know, another store here. All Spheres store. So once again, just, you know, incredible detail. You know, a lot going on. Cars, trucks, bales, pits to dump in, collection points for various items we can sell. Just, you know, I'm sure you're getting a feel now of, you know, how good this map is. It's just, you know, everything you could possibly look for in, you know, something that feels really, really, you know, just really, really there. Yeah, and you can, you know, feel the love in the map of just how much work must have gone into this. Because there isn't a blade of grass out of place. There isn't anything that we've run across that takes you out of the immersion in what we've got. Okay, now this is where the biogas plant is, so yeah, we'll head down this lane over here, and then we'll circle around this way and get ourselves back to our farm. And that will conclude our quick tour of the map. It's probably not that quick, but I hope you're enjoying this as much as I am enjoying just being in this and seeing what's here. So, no bones about it. I'm definitely going to probably switch all my FS22 attention. Whoops, there's a deer there. Hopefully I didn't come in contact with it with my tractor. But probably, you know, I will be switching all of my FS22 attention to just poking around and enjoying what has been created here. There's frankly not anything else that has come out that, you know, kind of holds a candle to this. As far as something that was created, now I'm a little confused. Do I go that way? Oh, yeah, I actually went too far. So I'm gonna have to open this gate. So, yeah, in my excitement to leave and just drive, I obviously went further than I intended, but either way, you know, it's always something to look at, but you know, there's just a lot I can do here. You know, obviously we've got the animals that we can add on appropriately. So yeah, this is clearly corn, unless I don't know what corn looks like, which is possible. You know, maybe the model in the game is different than what I expect, but it's corn. So I'm going to just take a peek at this, because this will also be just interesting. That's also, okay, so 11.3 acres, so it's likely that's the same sign reused. Whether the field is exactly the same size or not, you know, can be debated. But, you know, we've got a couple locations there. I guess I'm curious if we can, you know, buy this, because it isn't a numbered field. We can, for 833,000, and that one's 648,000. So yeah, it looks like, you know, those may be what he's referring to as the two placeable areas where you can build your own productions and farms. Because otherwise, as you've seen, the map is pretty full. So yeah, the biogas facility is there. We can see the domes. Yeah, BGA. Welcome to the BGA. And just, you know, a large area to get around. So gives you a little bit of a visual there. Hop back in and continue on. So a little bit of a jog here. We've got a tiny stream next to us there. And I'm not sure what's planted in that field, but again, that's what, field 14 it looks like on the map, and then we've got this wooded section in between that and 25. But yeah, I personally can't wait to you know, play this map and spend some time on it. You know, maybe inordinate amounts of time. Because right now, this is the best map that's out for FS22, hands down. Just from the time I've spent on it, you know, and once again, depending on your style of gameplay and so forth, you know, you may disagree. Everyone can have their own, you know, opinion, but I'm looking at it from the point of, again, do I need to add things to the map to make it playable? Okay, so this is field 12 that is the split with the lane. So there you go. And then we've got a big stream or creek or river down here. So that's really nice. Once again, I'm sure it's that way in real life. And then we've got a little elevated road here. You know, but once again, these are the type of things that could just be modeled terribly by someone who didn't take care and put it together. But as I said, you can see, you know, not a blade of grass out of place. You know, there's a little bit of the rock coming over as you would expect, and then obviously, you know, once you get further away, it's clearly just all grass. Let me go look at what this is because I'm curious. All right, sugar beet. You know, just kind of taking a look at that. Just the visuals on the map and just being in the map I could just sit and enjoy the views for hours. You know, and to me that's a testament to the greatness of a map. Is just, you know, do I want to be in it? And you know, the challenge for me as I look at taking this on and spending some time playing on this is, you know, I'll admit I typically do what would be probably classified as US maps, you know, whether they're labeled that way or not, because I struggle with having to get equipment through the gates, and you know, I'd just rather pull up to a field, begin working, and so forth. But I'm certainly willing to give it a go with this here. You know, and I've done other things like Spectacle Island and so forth in FS19 that are a little smaller and have some of those challenges. So it's not that I haven't played those and enjoyed them, but it's just not typically what I do. But this one is just very, very exciting, and I'm interested in doing that. So now the one thing, I see our harvester's up there, so I'm going to drive this back up. And I think that's where this was parked initially when you start anyway, so that'll let me put it back where it belongs. And then the harvester should be right there next to it somewhere. But yeah, this is definitely not a map you're going to be you know, doing a lot of large work on. Right, this is just a home with, I was wondering if I could turn in there and get up to my location, but I don't think so. So I haven't changed any of the settings. You know, traffic is on, but clearly with these small lanes, I mean, I'm glad there isn't active traffic on the map, it looks like, so we don't have to struggle with that. So once again, not sure, was it here? I think it may have been. So let me get on out. But yeah, yes, that is how that was. So somewhere, how did I miss this? Because I thought I walked around behind here. But the harvester, we did walk around behind here. Where is this harvester? Is it inside somewhere? Can I? Aha. Well, that just gets me out to the road. That's not a door that opens. Is this a door that opens? It is. Ah, okay, so we do have a workshop if we can get equipment in here. And I suppose there's enough maneuvering room that I could even pull the harvester in and jigger it around. So I apologize for the difficulty of being able to find things here. But clearly, alright, I'm not sure. Alright, so this is another silo of ours. So our main silo, so I assume these doors must open. There we go. I just somehow couldn't do it out there. Alright. A harvester isn't exactly something you can hide. So I don't understand how I am not finding this thing. Let me just make sure I'm not crazy. No, it is a tryon. Okay, I'm just gonna... Alright, there it is. along with lots of other equipment. So where is this hidden world? So there's my baler, my cultivator. There's a door. Aha, I see. Okay. So it's in that corner. I just ran around and didn't see the door. You know, and the confusion I had was obviously that things appeared to be right next to the tractors, and obviously I couldn't get to it from here. But okay, so last thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of head up above and just, you know, give a final view of the map. You know, move around a bit here. In the air, just to, you know, kind of absorb what we have, what it looks like. And again, even from the air, you know, the textures and what he chose to use, just really nice. You know, that field is, you know, this is the border of the map here, as we can see on the mini map, but you know, from above it just looks very clean. So we've got, looks like a little bit of a walking path through here. So as I'm doing my discovery for collectibles and so forth, you know, maybe some things are hidden there. So this was one area we didn't get up to, where there's, yeah, it looks like, you know, some more cell points, maybe some greenhouses that I think are just placeables. I don't know that they actually work specifically. I don't know if up here I'll be able to get a trigger. Nope. But, you know, just a lot of different size fields, you know, obviously set apart with hedgerows. Yeah, but a lovely, lovely map. Here's the south point that we came from with the animal dealer and so forth. So we're down here. You know, the few fields that were able to work down here. Once we have some money, the vacant field that we could purchase next to the BGA. So we get a little better look at the scope and size of the BGA, and, you know, other cell points that are tucked away back here as well. So yeah, the BGA is up in this area, and then yeah, there's the debris crusher, so forth. So just a lot to love about this map. So once again, as I said in the center, or a little while ago, I mean, this is definitely one I'm going to spend some time on. I'm going to give it a go. I'm going to jump into a Let's Play and start doing some work here and see what it's like, what I can make of it. But now we're back where we were. So there we go. So yeah, definitely, you know, a smaller map, but one that feels, you know, large enough to definitely have a great time on. So the highest rating I could possibly give is what I would give. You know, OxygenDavid just knocked it out of the park. You know, jump the high bar, whatever metaphor you want to use for expressing the greatness of what we've had delivered to us here. Again, just the wonderful gates, things that work together, you know, the modeling of the wires and the electric posts and so forth. You know, I could just go around and look at details forever. You know, little twigs here and there. You know, these aren't, as you well know, you know, if you draw textures and things, you know, those things aren't laying on the map. Those are all placed there. You know, as are all these pieces, and, you know, buckets and brooms and pails and containers. You know, it could have just as easily been left pretty basic. Instead, you know, we've got, you know, drain covers and concrete and just, you know, really nice things, and done very, very well. Alright, so I think you're probably sick of me gushing here at the end and wondering if I'm going to say anything else. And there's just really not anything else to add. Words can't describe what we've got here. So I'd encourage you, go to ModHub, download it. I guess the last piece is there are a couple things, you know, just like any map, unfortunately, there are a few things here and there that are an issue, and people have come across even in the short time it's been out. So I know, for example, if we go here to field 23, it has no value. And so, you know, OxygenDavid has said he's aware of that. You know, new update will fix that. I'm sure there will be other things that are fixed as we go along. But as I'm sure you can tell, visually, there's very little that needs fixing. Everything looks really good. You know, obviously as we play through things, we might run into little hiccups where trigger points might not work, or things are a challenge to figure out how to interact with. Again, that's unexpected in an OxygenDavid map, but can happen. You know, but in the meantime, you know, we will be spending some time here. So if you return to the channel, certainly, again, if you like what you've seen and want to continue to get notified when I put new things out, new maps, discuss new maps and so forth. You know, the mod's worth noting that I do weekly, or try to do weekly. You know, just please subscribe. Please like the video so that it gets some more exposure, and the channel can continue to grow. I greatly appreciate it. And I will see you next time.